My husband, Hiroshi, had a sister who was a single mother. The baby daddy was a dreamer. When she was pregnant, he was almost out of his 20s and still in school. And by school, I don't mean college. He had gone to a movie school and graduated, but went to 2 other movie schools before he couldn't finish and left midway through. He just started at another school, apparently. His parents also didn't want to deal with the kid, so they wanted her to abort the baby. The man also laughed and ran away after saying he couldn't be a father. Her own parents said that they would abandon her if she didn't abort because she wasn't even married to anyone. And yet, she didn't abort the baby, so they cut ties with her. So there is no father. When the son started understanding things, "Where's my daddy?" he asked. She showed pictures of my husband when he was going to college and said it was his dad. In other words, she showed him pictures of my husband.
"He's far away now, but once he gets employed and makes money, he'll come back."
Or so she tells him. I didn't know about that, let alone that my husband even had a sister. So when we were going to put in our marriage paperwork, I was dumbfounded when some random woman showed up.
"I'm home! Wow, it's been so long since I've been home."
What are you doing here?
"What? I heard from some friends that you're getting married. Our family didn't say anything to me. So messed up. Here, it's your daddy."
She pointed at my husband. Next to her was a 7-year-old boy. "Daddy?" He looked confused. My husband had no idea what was going on.
Dad?
He just kept repeating, confused. My parents and I were both also completely stunned, and my in-laws had fell on the ground after being surprised. My uncle was the first to question her.
Who is this kid? What are you talking about?
Uncle and his wife.
"What do you mean? It's my kid. You already forgot?"
She answered as a matter-of-factly.
"Hiroshi is his father, you know, so I figured she should see him too."
Everyone was at a loss for words except her. She turned to me and said,
"He's really smart, you know? He might go to med school. You can't have kids, okay? You know how much tuition can cost." "I'll take care of raising him, so don't worry about it. Also, make sure that Hiroshi pays and takes care of all the school occasions. It's pretty tough being a single mother. It shouldn't be a problem considering we have the same last name."
What? What the hell is wrong with you?
"Sweetie, please calm down." My father was furious, and my mother tried to calm him down. My parents-in-law were furious, but the parents-in-law were...
I'm sorry.
So sorry. Incredibly apologetic. Then my husband finally broke his silence.
You're kind of talking crazy. When did I say that I would be your kid's father?
My husband was furious with anger. My sister-in-law, on the other hand...
"You're my brother. You're gonna help me. I don't care about what you think. Besides, he's happy he gets to see his daddy. Here, boy, say daddy."
She tried to get him to say something, but he just kept looking at my husband and then the sister-in-law.
Stop trying to force it on him! It's wrong for me, and your kid is clearly not appreciating it either!
The son was a little scared by this and hid behind her.
"How can you say that in front of your own son? You're a failure of a father."
She held her son and screamed, but my husband wasn't having any of it.
I said I'm not the dad! What's your problem? And on a day like this?
He started scratching his head roughly, and his hair was eventually a mess. He was even more angry than before.
You were kind to me when we were kids. I was sad after you left the house, and I even wanted to see you again. But I didn't think you were this crazy. I'm not going to be his father, and I don't want to see you anymore.
"How could you call me crazy?"
My parents-in-law were just stunned by the two heating up. They were of no help. My husband's aunt, however. "You need to leave with that child right now. We're going to call the police if you don't." She was ready to throw down. My sister-in-law shut up a little bit before cussing under her breath and carried the son away.
"Sorry, you'll be far from your dad again."
We could hear her saying something from down the hallway, and my husband just held back and hit the ground. Our marriage papers never got put in. Just thinking normally, the whole thing would be called off. But my husband was begging my father so it wouldn't be over. It wasn't his fault anyway.
I'll let it go because of how much you love my daughter. But on one condition. Yes, sir? You need to cut ties with your house. Otherwise, she might come back and start saying something.
But then he doesn't have a place to go home.
I feel bad, but what are we gonna do?
But...
You're our son-in-law now. Help us out.
Dad!
Thank you!
He cut ties with his family and joined her house. Few years passed after not seeing his parents or his sister-in-law.
Hey, let's have curry! Hey, don't be selfish.
Yeah, we're guests here. That boy had ran away from his mother when he was in middle school. Don't worry about it. I'll make curry. Just relax.
Hell yeah!
My uncle and aunt-in-laws let out a heavy sigh. They had liked my husband before and came by every once in a while with the boy. As you can see, he's really gotten along well with our household.
I wanted stew!
You're gonna leave behind the carrots anyway. You won't grow up if you don't eat.
I'll eat the carrots too!
My elementary school daughter also got along well with him.
You two can play, but make sure you help out.
Yes, sir.
My husband, who started graying, told them, and I couldn't help but grin. I didn't expect this. Who knew that the kid would grow up to be taken care of by her brother's wife? I still remember her crazy face sometimes. Oh well, he doesn't need a daddy anymore.
We can have stew tonight.
Okay, we'll have it tomorrow.
Thanks for watching! Don't forget to subscribe and hit that like button.